welcome back to another AI Reality Bytes with me, Amanda Prochaska. I am so excited about 2026. I am ready to soar. Are you? Well, you might not feel that way right now. You might be energized coming off of the break, but we have put together a new acronym to make it really, really easy for everyone to remember where to start when it comes to deploying your AI solutions. And it is called SOAR, which is appropriate, I think, for what we're trying to accomplish in 2026. So this video is all about where to start with your AI deployments, how to get focused now, and the 4 areas that you should be considering. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first area is sustain your people, which is the S in SOAR. So what does that mean? Sustain your people means a couple of different things. It means, first of all, your teams are probably burnt out by change. There's a lot of change fatigue going on. Change is coming faster than anyone expected. But there's also a lot of nervousness around the AI solutions, job loss, skill sets shifting, job titles shifting. So what we recommend to people is, because it even though we're talking about AI and that's a technology, it's still the success of your deployment starts with your people, and it also ends with your people. So what we are encouraging our clients at Wonder Services to do is to think about your training programs for 2026, understand how the skill sets of your teams are going to be shifting, and starting to train your teams on those skill sets. So think about soft skills maybe versus hard skills, and then also think about how do you train your people to get comfortable with AI. That could be building their own agents. It could be exploring the different types of AI that are available to them, getting them more comfortable with the concepts, getting them understanding that how you manage AI agents. All of that goes into sustaining your people. But remember, they are tired of change. And AI is a significant change that is coming their way. So make sure that they're feeling fit for the future. Okay, so that's sustain your people. Let's move on to O. O is optimize your data. Now, I don't want to sound like data is going to be a barrier to success for AI, but it can make your life a lot easier. So what we're seeing at Wonder Services is several clients coming to us asking for cleansing of their data, but then also optimizing their data, and then also enhancing their data. So cleansing, I think, is pretty straightforward. Like if you have a bunch of incomplete data, incorrect data, data that hasn't been looked at in a very long time, but now you're asking an AI agent to use it, it does need to be cleansed. The optimize piece is how do we want to organize our data to make sure that it can be used effectively for AI and governed effectively, to be honest with you, around like what can be used and what cannot be used. I'll give you an example. We had a client in the past, this is not a current client, but in the past, who had employees on their vendor master, which worked for them. They needed to pay their employees certain things, but they did have a good bit of their employee base on their vendor master, which you might not want your different AI agents to have access to. So thinking about what vendors, if you do want to have your employees on your vendor master, that's fine as an example, but then how do you segregate those effectively so your AI agents aren't tapping into that data? The last thing is enhancing your data. So we have several projects going on right now where we're enhancing data, where data did not exist before, but they need that data for the automation of the AI agents to take place. So that's something else to think about, like what data are you going to need, and do you have that data accessible to you today, or do you have to build it out? So that is optimizing your data. I will say data can sneak up on you. If you are not ready with your data, that some of the AI agents that we're looking to deploy, or even some of the Gen AI capabilities, get confused if your data is incorrect. So now here's the good news. There's AI solutions that will help you with your data too. So hopefully cleansing your data, enhancing your data, etc., will become much, much easier, but it's definitely a place to start. So that's O, optimize your data. Let's go on to A of SOAR, which is advance your automation. So we have a lot of AI or automation out there already. There's previous types of technology like RPA or other areas, technologies that promised automation that didn't fully get to bright. There's a lot of that out there today. Instead of rebuilding and trying to automate something that's not automated today or not even started to be automated, maybe you have a partial automation going on in your organization, we recommend people starting where there's automation already existing when you're thinking about agentic AI. So a lot of the P2P solutions have some automations in place. Invoice processing, your heavy transactional areas are usually a great place to look, and your PO processing, your invoice exceptions, etc. Those are usually really great places to start, only because A, there's high volume. B, you've probably automated some of that today, but it's on an older technology, so you already kind of know how you want to design it versus starting from scratch on something else. So we usually recommend look where you have automations today, look where you have broken automations or incomplete automations. It is a great place to start with an AI use case. Okay, so that is the A in SOAR. And then the last one is R, which is reinforce your value. Now, I know I grew up in procurement and supply chain. We're traditionally, although there's some really great people out there that are doing it, traditionally not very good storytellers about what we're doing and how we add value. And here's what I would say. Not only with your early pilot programs for AI, but just in general, as we head into this AI era, the more that you can reinforce your value, showcase your value that you're bringing today, showcase how you've created returns, and I love the examples where we compare savings to profitability or revenue, and or how many items need to be sold to get that same return for the company's dollars. But however you can reinforce your value, it is critically important to do right now. There are two reasons for this. One is because if you are going to get AI investment into your organization, you need to show not only that you're adding value today, but that you can increase that value through the AI solutions. So if organizations think you're already valuable today, they will be willing to invest in your area more readily. And then the second thing is we need, for organizations to be successful and for further investment to happen in AI, those early automations that you put in place, the early wins that you're having with AI need to be showcased, and that value needs to be understood, because that will create momentum, it will create more change within the organization, and it will help you hopefully drive forward even more investments in AI or other technologies, people, whatever it might be. So those are the 4 areas of SOAR. So if I were asked where to start with your AI strategies, I would start with your people, sustain your people, optimize your data, advance your automation, and reinforce your value. It's a great place and hopefully a great roadmap for you to be thinking about as you head more fully into 2026. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love making these for you. If you've enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe, and we will see you next time.